Welcome back, everybody. We got a lot going on today. Go ahead and stick around to the end so you can see everything we get done. So here's how we're going to lay this out. We've got our chainsaw string, some nails and a hammer. I got the tape measure right now marked out at 10 feet, which ideally is how long we'd like our boards to be. If we can't go that long, that's okay. We could always make smaller beds. Ideally, if we can figure out how to get at least 2 boards out of here, that's going to give us a really nice start to our garden beds. Enjoy this time lapse, and let's see if we succeed or fail. Well, it's definitely safe to say that you'd spend more money in repairing chainsaws and replacing chains than you would save, at least with this current tree. It's just too big. We've got one 10-foot board though, and that's a start, and it'll be a nice addition to our garden. It was definitely worth a try. We're gonna have one beautiful board out of this. Maybe I'll cut that in half, make 2 5-foots. That way we can make a whole bed out of just our tree here. But gonna have to continue the search. I know I have some old 2x12s that we could definitely use in the meantime. We're just trying to see if we could do something different and new. I think this tree is just not the right tree for it. The concept is definitely there. The string technique worked amazing. It definitely completely changes the game as far as being able to really easily tell if you're going straight or not. Not that I was necessarily able to follow the string, but it definitely helped tremendously. I think, you know, most of the places that we failed were too small a chainsaw, too big of a log, too rotten of wood, too steep of a slope. But definitely with you know, appropriate size chainsaw, appropriate size wood, and on some flat ground, you would definitely see some amazing results out of this. So I definitely want to try this again. We just have to find the appropriate logs to do so. But you know, that's what this is all about, is learning, trying new things. So as you saw, our 10-foot board turned into about a 6-foot board. As soon as I lifted it up to bring it down the hill, it snapped right in half. About 3-4 feet of it's just completely unusable. But we got one 6-foot board. It'll be our first board of our garden. We'll build the other 3 sides of it with a just some old 2x12 that we already had. And you know, we'll try this again for sure. We just have to find the appropriate logs.
This Bobby Duck is down in. Oh, whoa, what's going? Get me. Hey, down in. Hey, what's that? It's good. Where's mommy bird? Where's mommy cock? A cock. A cock.
Well, here's an update on the plant we pulled out of Mom's Valentine's Day flowers. You see, we got a lot of good growth on it. We're gonna go ahead and stake this because, as you can see, it's heavily leaning over, but I wanted to plant the roots straight down. So let's go ahead and add some stakes and we'll tie it off. A little tall. That's okay. Hopefully it'll grow into it.
picture. The tiny I love the book.
So I got it tied off. As you can see, I wrapped it around the middle to try and keep it centered. This is just tomato tie, so it stretches. If the plant was needing to stretch, it's not going to hurt the plant at all. But hopefully this gets us to start growing straight up. That's the tools. Good boy. Hi, Boogie.
Oh, that tools. That tools. That tools. That tools. That tools. That tools. That.
So there's our 4 first pieces for our raised bed. The 2 ends and the front piece are made out of the lumber we milled off of the hill. The back 2x12 is just a leftover piece that's we've had for a long time. But this will definitely get the job done for at least 1 season and give us a nice crop of some vegetables and herbs and spices. Enjoy this time lapse of putting it together. So the Boogie's finishing on the last screws. I think it came out real well. It ended up being 2 foot wide, 6 feet long. The front 3 boards are the boards that we milled ourselves on the hillside. The back 2x12 is just old leftover wood that we had. But I think it came out pretty well for some fallen trees on the hillside. Didn't cost us a single penny. We had the screws, we had the 2x12. So there's our first garden bed. Again, it's a 2 foot wide, 6 feet long. So we got a second one almost complete. This one's 7 foot long by 2 foot wide. I need to dig through everything and find a board to go over the rear of that. And here's our 6 foot by 2 foot. Went ahead and filled some bark underneath before we put our soil in, just to add a little bit of drainage, a little bit of weed cover, a little bit of nutrients to break down for the future. We got a lot of space to still fill out in here. This is a 10 by 12 greenhouse, so we have plenty of room.
Dad.